Okay. Hello. Sorry, I was just jamming out. Okay. Last time we left off, Trucy got attacked in court. We are up against Prosecutor Gavin. Clavier Gavin. And apparently Clavier means, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, means, piano in German. Makes sense, because apparently he's a rock star. Anyway, let's load. Let's continue. I got my water. Got everything I need. Trucy! Trucy! You move quick, Apollo. Good show! Good show! Trucy! You're okay. I thought... Don't cry, Apollo! Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else... Ah! Well, what the heck is that? Surprise? This is one of my best tricks, the amazing Mr. Hat. Where the hell did that come out from? You look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I am the big hit. Ha ha ha. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you... Trucy! There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. Huh? Remember what you said to Waukie's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. Trucy, no more stage abductions, please. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we got. You can see what he's feeling. Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction. I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember them exactly. Good thing I do. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in. And each time, there was a contradiction. His hand that he held... Yes. His hand he held. Yes, the pistol. It was pointing the man at the stand. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. He said the man tossed aside a pistol, but it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction. Thank you, yeah, never lose a case. Trucy definitely helped with that by staging an abduction. Well, that's true. But how does that help us? Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. In his hand he held... yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? What? I always sat next to Daddy during big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. Okay, I see. You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Knight is quite good at poker after all. But not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony, perceive the truth. Watch a testimony, perceive the truth. The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that. Watch the testimony, perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was she said before the trial started? Huh? Mr. Wright's not here today. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Tracy. Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice! Let's do it. Apollo! You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Oh, one more thing. Again, where is that coming from? Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew in from the coast, and boy are my arms tired. Right. Like, where is that coming from? Seriously? Damn it, it's delayed. Court is now back in session. Right, we're fine. Ahem. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Ah, right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Fräulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right? I think he's on to me. I wish he would stop being so cool. God damn it, Apollo. Why do you... Okay, hold on a sec. Settings. Stream. How do I'm trying to fix the lag. Okay, I don't know. Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for a gifted witness? Right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination. Because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Okay. I'm shocked to call. I would not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Hold on. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? What's this? My bracelet? What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. Okay. Cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Or can I simply leave the scene in good conscience? Ergo, I use my cell phone to call the police. So you called immediately after witnessing the murder. The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo. This has to be it. Wait, you mean his habit? Yeah, I was guessing that. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. The only time he even had the book open here was... Which means this is the place to look for his habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? My bracelet. It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with R as it reacts to the testimony. Perceive! Oh god. Oh god, that's creepy. What's going on? I can see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trissy, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habit. You remember it, right? Sure, when he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with a page of his book. You got it. Right now, you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. He's right. I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. Perfect. Now you're ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive. Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. And watch for his habit. Right. You mean when he fiddles with that page? That's right. That's when your signal will look closer to perceive with R. Find his weak spot and guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers. Don't worry, if you miss it, you can always try again. Right, look out for the nervous twitch. Here comes justice. Ergo, I use... Oh, gotcha. Use my cell phone. Oh god, this is weird. I saw it just now. I could see it. Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? All this banging of desks, it's quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why do you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? Ask for his number. Ask to see his phone. Ask to see his phone. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Why? Whatever for? Show me and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it. Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone? Yeah! Where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. I knew it! Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a moment, what is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic garage. Maractus... Why, that's where the victim lived. Yeah, that's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? Wow! It's true, I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone, so you didn't call on your cell phone at all. Just where is this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startlingly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. Oh, so something could have... That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie? There can be only one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all. Gavin, you got anything to say? But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into his fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I were trying to kill him. Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night. Well, yes, but no, this line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true, I lost my cell phone, but you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicions to a connection with the crime. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can it prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Of course I have evidence. Oh, I like your swagger, Air Forehead. Hit it. The court will now see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder. This? The panties? Well, Prosecutor Gavin? No comment there, Judge. No di- Oh, okay. It had fallen on the ground before that night. That's right! The cell phone would have been crushed! Oh! Okay, okay. Mr. Justice, keep this up and you'll run yourself out of a life's worth of chances. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped that night of the murder is... That's a side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Maractus' car was... in an accident that took place the night of the murder. An accident. An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m., just outside of People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus' car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in the garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Wah! Mr. Stickler, do you know what this means? You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus? Oh, I get it. Pal Maractus? If you replace the, P with the M in the P from the first name and the M in the last name, you get Malpractice. I get it. No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Pal Maractus. That is, other than this. I believe our next testimony will be the most revelatory. Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. Okay. Stickler's truth. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness a crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. That doesn't make any sense. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage. Yes, well, as you can see, my model's cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. What? It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know. Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, to cross-examination, please. That's funny. The bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Right, no problem, I hope. Here comes justice. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. Okay, I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. That's when you passed in front of the Maractus clinic? Why, yes, that's correct. That was a pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took the night of the murder. Of course. The supermarket is here along the main road. On my way home from there, takes me past the Maractus clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone, but why were you in the garage? Yet, what was I? I walked on, unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness a crime. Okay. Saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all clear as day. This part of the testimony is key, I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? Court record. Hold on. Okay. So if he walked that way... it didn't give me... How could he see... I'm trying to remember where it said the... Wait, okay, okay, so they said the cart was in the middle. He walked in that way. How could he have seen the killer? Hold on. Okay. Are you sure you remember the killer clearly? How many times must I repeat myself? It was him, that unscrupulous fox-like fellow in the defendant's chair. He was looking even more unscrupulous at the time, no less. He does look a bit like one of those trickster foxes in legends of yore. I guess the killer's identity is already old territory. Time to ask something new. Okay. You could see the victim quite clearly too? Oh, clear as they can be, I can assure you. I see. So, how do you look? How? How do you mean how? Be specific. I mean in general. The defense will refrain from straying to come up with questions. Find the question that lies in your heart and ask that. Yes, Your Honor. Dr. Moonlights is a self-help guru. Okay. Are you absolutely sure it was the defendant? Stop asking me the same question over and over. This isn't some kind of makeup test. What's a makeup test, Apollo? Nothing a good student like you has to worry about. Trying to find his weak spot and press it till he breaks. His habit isn't acting up, which means he isn't lying. I was kind of relying on my bracelet to get me through this one. But he's pretty unsettled. The odds are really high that you can get something out of him. A gleam in your eye. You're a gambler's daughter through and through. I'm a magician, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, well, I guess that wasn't it? I guess I have to say the stand then? Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it. For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice? What about that sign? What could be important? Very important. Because it said Mr. Eldoon on the front. Hold on, can I examine the cart? Oh, I can. Eldoon. Noodle. I see. Okay. So if he came in the way he said he did, he would have seen Eldoon. But if he came in the other way, it would have said Noodle. Huh? Look at this, Apollo. Mr. Eldoon spelled his name backwards on this side. I think that says Noodle. As in Eldoon's Noodles. Huh. Oh, I get it. So the name of his store is the same whether you read it forward or backward. Yeah, I guess it would be. Well, except for the last S. Then how about a store called Team Meat? Close, but that would be Team Meat. Backwards. And what kind of store is that? Why, a store that sells meat. It's not meat unless it's Team Meat. Okay. It's very important. So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle. It appeared the defense has just attained a vital piece of testimony. Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well. Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match the ENVtuber's cafeteria. Some applied to the school merely for the taste of our smart noodles. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. Okay, well, I didn't even remember the sign on the stand the victim was pulling. It said noodle. Okay, present. Objection! Yeah. And you're absolutely sure the sign read noodle? Why, just last week, my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle. I see. I see. What are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take a look at the stand, and to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldunes. Inconceivable. I'm certain it was definitely noodle for sure, positive. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. On here, he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle. And he saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which this sign would be read that Mr. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show us this spot. The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. Here? Hold on, I can't... The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. How did you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldunes, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from your northern side of the park, not the south. Yeah, you got me. So what? So what? What does it matter if you saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all. He is right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo. Trucy? Remember his testimony from before? Yeah, he said he got shot in the right temple, but if he was facing the other side, he would have turned left. He would have turned left, not right. So he couldn't have been shot in the right temple, but he was somehow. Though to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then, at the moment the killer raised his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point, the victim turns his head to look. Oh. What? So he was shot in the right temple, but if he turned his... Oh. Was there someone in the cart? That's the only way someone could have shot him. Shot him in the right temple. They would have had to be behind him. And I remember seeing a hole in the cart. Oh, this is all making so much sense. At which the point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. Oh, that's why the victim hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing to the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in that direction, in his direction, the bullet would have had to hit his left temple. In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. That's right. So now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning. Indeed, you are absolutely correct, Fraulein. What meaning? The entry wound on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North. But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct. So if he was standing on the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Yeah! What? No, that would have shot him in the face. Order, order, order! Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She's flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Clarify one point for me, if you would, Air Forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. Oh, we got the nice guy syndrome going down. All my friends say so. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? I'm thinking he's the panty snatcher. It's just a theory, though. Because his phone was found at the crime scene. And the panties in the tailpipe were also there. But I can't remember exactly. I don't know much about cars, but I'm pretty sure there'd be an issue if you tried to drive with panties in the tailpipe. So accused of another crime. I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why, now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Air Forehead, I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Air Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now. For a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court's all ears. Gah, I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? Your evidence. The court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime. I feel like I'm too far ahead. I'll try. Oh, I was right! The evidence is this! What is that? A woman's underwear? Hey, those are mine! Yeah, you're a little sus here. Don't look at me like that! Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler, while I can't say this comes as a shock, it's not what it seems. By Pythagoras' theorem, it's Pythagorean's theorem. On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the Miraculous Clinic garage. Aha! Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. Please, hear me out. It's not what it looks like. Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. Oh. So are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments? Perhaps you were not aware my school's name was originally written IV. Stands for intelligent. V stands for valiant, see? Your point. I'm not done. Now I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting. Objection! What? Sorry, the stream is really delayed. You can watch it on YouTube, and I'm sure it'll be less delayed. Yeah, it's less delayed on YouTube. Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate for science. Oh no! A full-size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was the tire, then a stew pot, then a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? He's talking about my magic panties trick. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties, it mocks the very laws of physics. A broom and a frozen chicken, Trissy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick. You say panties, but there is so much more than that. For me, they are an object of serious study. I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, I thought maybe this would be the pair that will elucidate the mystery. Even the night as she chased me through the streets, I wept. Perhaps this is the night I will seize the truth and lie witness to those panties. Yet what was I? For once again, the lacy-hearted pattern of truth slipped through my fingers and... Dude, stop. Just stop. Still, that leaves one thing unexplained. Ah, you referred to our witness's other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? Be my guest, Air Forehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Why did he lie? Or have you no idea? Apollo, there's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... Hold on. I don't think you realize how delayed it is. It's delayed by a few minutes. Okay, so... He was going home from the supermarket. He would go right past Mr. Wright's office. Oh, he would be running the other way. I see. Isn't there a... Well, Mr. Justice... I almost said Air Forehead. Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location? This? The evidence that shows why he lied is this. Oh my god, that was right. What? More panties? How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Air Forehead? These are the last, honest. These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't. Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. So, these panties are your handiwork as well. That night, I had been hounded into the Maractus Clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties. Apparently he didn't know these bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take home. When I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you disposed of the bloomers? Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne. A fascinating if disturbing tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close. And I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant Waki Kitaki was at the scene of the crime. Hey, Em. I told you, it's really delayed on Twitch for some reason. It's always better on YouTube. And he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Waki Kitaki has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant Waki Kitaki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else at the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple is yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and prosecution. Yeah, baby. No problem. Very well. This brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned. Okay. To be continued. Water. Save your current progress? Yes. Yes. Right? Anything agency. What a train wreck that was. I'm glad we made it out of the trial alive. Really? I had fun. And Waki made it through the day too. Everyone was too obsessed with panties to bother with a real case. But it was good publicity. Imagine the crowd at my show tonight. You should come, Polly. Yeah. The amazing Mr. Hat will be making an appearance. Hi, folks. I'll be here all week. That's about enough of him. Hello? Ah, Miss Tiala. Thank you for today. The trial went well. Oh, right. No problem. Do you think Waki will be okay? Well, he's not guilty yet. Please, you have to help him. We're supposed to get married next month. Oh, congratulations. Wow, way to put the pressure on a guy. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Okay, marriage. Are you sure about marrying into the Kitaki family? I'm fine with it, and I love Waki with all my heart. Aw, that's so sweet. So it doesn't bother you that you'll be, married to the mob? I don't think so. My parents are against it, of course. Say, where did you and Waki first meet anyway? Good question. Miss Tiala doesn't look like the type to have gangster connections. Oh, we met at my old job, actually. Ah, office romance. She's not very forthcoming with information about herself, is she? The Kitakis. Did you know that the boss is trying to get out of the business? Really? Mr. Kitaki wants to quit being a gangster? He's trying to transfer his assets into a normal company. He only announced it recently out of the blue. I hear there's quite a lot of confusion in the ranks. I wonder if this explains that apron. Can't imagine Waki going along with that. He's highly motivated, isn't he? That's not the word I would have used. He said, I'll be the next big boss and keep the family alive. I think he's at that age when boys want to make a mark on the world. It's not the way I would have put it. His father moves in a lot of circles. He's really focused on profits. The Kitaki family's been making a killing recently. Again, not the way I would have put it. Milwaukee says it's not about the money. They have the gangster tradition to uphold. Ooh, a generation gap. They've even got the ever-classic what about the family business thing going on. Usually it's the father worried about tradition. Can I ask you a question about Waki? I understand he was operated on by the victim, Dr. Maractus. Apparently, yes. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my op something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later. Bye. So I gotta go in, get another doc to patch me up again. Yes, it sounded horrible. Waki has always been fond of fighting, I'm afraid. Not sure it qualifies as fighting when pistols are involved. Mr. Gavin was saying his life might be in danger, wasn't he? No, that can't be right. I'm sure he was just trying to scare us. It's scary to think that a surgeon might make a mistake. But it's even scarier when he tries to hide it. I'd like to know a little more about this operation. Maybe it's time to pay the Maractus Clinic a visit. I should be getting home now. Waki's in your hands, Mr. Justice. Right. Leave it to me. Hollow, I think you're only making her more nervous. Sorry, I'm new at this, okay? It's alright. I believe in you. Okay. With all the delay on Twitch, I think I'm gonna end it here. For some reason, Twitch is always delaying, but YouTube is fine. It's weird. Hold on. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I should raid out to somebody. Okay. Let's raid out. Let's see, who should we raid? Who is available? It hasn't been streaming that long. Oh! Okay. We can raid Shogi. Okay, guys, we're raiding. Bye, YouTube. Bye, Twitch.